Please ask your friend to join quickly. Till now, 25 participants. So I guess this is our second class on this subject, that is rural water supply and on-site sanitation system. So in the last class, as far I remember, the last class we discussed about the basics of uh, a proper water supply system, or you can say the importance of water, or importance of providing pure or adequate or sufficient water to particular each and every household, whether it is in an urban area or rural area. Okay, so it was kind of a general class. Okay, today we are going to discuss about as a whole as sanitation. So what is sanitation? What is the uh, impact of sanitation on environment? Okay, and importance of sanitation, and previous steps taken by government on this uh, sanitation approach in India. We're going to discuss about that only. Fine. So whenever I say sanitation, you know, I guess in the last previous semester also, you have heard this term sanitation. So basically, sanitation means what? It represents a particular process or aspect, whatever you say, or a proposal or a condition. You can say sanitation is a condition which actually related to public health. Okay, the sanitation process, sanitation condition is directly related to the human and the health of the human being or health of the environment, especially by giving or by providing a safe, a clean or sufficient drinking water and adequate sewage disposal. Fine. So overall, providing a clean drinking water and um, providing adequate sewage disposal as a whole, it gives the definition of sanitation. Okay, so if I say in proper um, word, so sanitation referred to a public health conditions related to clean drinking water and adequate treatment and disposal of human excreta and sewage. Okay, so if you want to copy that thing, you will get this recording in your YouTube video, or I can also share in the WhatsApp. So from there also you can get these things. Okay, anyway, I'll show you again. Wait, check. Okay, I'm sharing my screen, then you will see. Can you see? Here you can see sanitation. Sanitation refer to the public health conditions related to clean drinking water and adequate treatment and disposal of human excreta and sewage. Fine. Okay. So before going and discussing about sanitation, first of all, you have to understand the environment. Okay. As a whole, this professional elective tree, we are discussing professional elective tree only, right? So the subject taken by Gayatri, that is physiochemical physiochemical, what kind of a one subject is there, no? The subject taken by Gayatri ma'am or subject taken by Ananya ma'am, all under professional elective 3. Okay? So this professional elective 3, all three subjects are mainly for safeguard of the environment. In general, you can say it's all a part of environmental engineering. Okay? So basically, you have to understand the what is environment and what is a component of environment, all these things. Okay? Okay, if I give you, again, I'll sharing my screen for some time. Wait. Okay. Now, if you see the basic concept of environment, so we're starting from the very beginning. Okay. So the word environment is basically derived from a French word. What is it? What is the word? Environner. Okay, environner. Okay. And the meaning of the environment, this word is surrounding. And hence the word coming as a English, it is environment. Okay. So every organism is surrounded by materials and force that constitute its environment. It is the environment from where every organism or every organism must derive its requirement. Okay, that means we whatever we are our basic needs is we all get from the environment only. The environment creates favorable conditions for the existence and development of every living organism. It is not included only human, it's included every living organism. So the survival of any organism requires a steady supply of materials and removal of waste products from this environment. So this is a very important point. So the survival of any organism requires a steady supply of material and removal of waste product. Okay, so up to certain time in history, we are only concerned about this first part, that is supply of material. Basically, we ignore this term, removal of waste product. But nowadays, it's become a very serious issue, removal of waste product, or you can say waste management. Fine. So this is very important term. That's why this subject is introduced to you, so that you can have this awareness about um, hygiene condition or sanitation. The degradation of environment has become a serious problem for the existence of human being. Pollution of soil, water, and air causes harm to living organism as well as loss to valuable natural resources. So this is the. It is not like that you don't know, but not everyone have realized this thing. The nowadays or day to day time, the environment is going on degradable stage. Is this a condition that we have to safeguard the environment? Okay. So basically, we are going to go for environmental study, and strictly we are will discuss in this subject. We are going to discuss about safe drinking water supply and a proper sanitation. Okay, concentrating in rural areas. Okay, fine. Uh, let's see what I can tell you about. So, if I tell you about what is the purpose of this subject? Okay, so basic idea is about as a whole environmental study. The basic idea of environmental study is to give some awareness. Okay, so awareness about that urbanization or increasing population. Okay, awareness about environmental pollution, awareness about environmental education and climate changes. Fine. So if I tell you about increasing population and urbanization, okay, so along with increasing population and urbanization, even even poverty have generated pressure on the natural resources and led to a degradation of environment. Fine. So to prevent the environment from further degradation, Okay, even the Supreme Court has ordered and initiated environmental protection awareness through government and non-government agencies to take part in protecting the environment. Okay, so even our government have also taken different steps towards for safeguard of environment by different schemes. Okay, so along with increasing population and urbanization or poverty, okay, environmental pollution is also one of the major issue. Then we also go for environmental education. The right now we are sharing education based for mainly concentrating environment. Okay, so if I tell you the definition or basic idea about environmental study, so it is a process of learning by giving an overall perspective. Okay, it's a process of learning by giving an overall perspective of knowledge and awareness of the environment. It sanitizes the society about environmental issue and challenges. Fine. By developing skills and expertise, thereby providing appropriate solution. Okay. So if you are getting awareness about say the of problem behind that the danger of environment safety, then you can go for finding solution for solving that problem. For that you need some skill for expertise. Okay, you will get from now. Okay, from this subject at least you will get some awareness so that you can in future you will go for your higher study or go for your research work so that you can go for um, giving something to the environment safeguard solution. Along with that, climate is also changing because of the global warming also. Fine. So this is all about your thing that you have to know or have to realize about environment safety. Now, if I tell you about sanitation in especially in rural areas, so why we go for sanitation process in rural areas? So basically, uh, India is a democratic country. It's a welfare state according to a constitution. So it must provide a basic facility to the people. Okay, that means government of India have some responsibility of providing. Okay, wait, someone is waiting or what? No. So government of India have some responsibility of providing basic facilities to the people. Okay. So if I tell you before independence, in the past independence period, government of India has been concentrating on various development activities in this country. Particularly, rural development initiatives were prominent activities taken up, and their implementations are very, very good. So basically, at previous time, the main concentration was given only in welfare. Okay, so the main concentration or importance was given only to the welfare. Later, in coming days, that means after some years, that the trust was turned into the development. Okay, that means after some time, development orientation program was launched by the government. In 1980, if I tell you before independence, oh sorry, after independence in 1980, the rural sanitation was part of rural development activities stated by DRDA. Now you know what is DRDA? DRDA is क्या है? It's kind of a government organization. What is the name full form of DRDA? District Rural Development Agencies. Okay. So in 1980, rural sanitation was part of rural development activities started by DRDA. Okay. Thereafter, the government concentrated on sanitation process, especially for rural areas. Fine. However, even though Mahatma Gandhi, the Mahatma Gandhi also given trust or give importance of rural sanitation. Fine. So it is not a burning issue. Even from the previous time, the sanitation is a very important or major serious problem, especially in case of rural areas. Fine. So I already told you what is basic definition of sanitation. So sanitation refer to the public health condition related to clean drinking water and adequate treatment and disposal of human excreta and sewage. Okay, I'll show you the notes also. Let me give the share the screen so that it will be for your record. Okay, it will be recorded in the video. So from this video you can get this. Fine. So we have already discussed about scope of sanitation in rural areas. Okay. So what is sanitation? Basically, sanitation refers to a public health condition related to clean drinking water and adequate treatment and disposal of human excreta and sewage. Okay. Okay, someone is waiting. Let me wait. Yep. So if I tell you the basic idea about sanitation, so sanitation makes the environment neat, clean, and helps the people to prevent different diseases and be safe from harmful components. Fine. The concept of sanitation broadly includes uh, liquid and solid waste disposal, personal and food related hygiene, and domestic as well as environmental hygiene. Fine. So if when I take the name of sanitation, it includes the pure drinking water supply and even disposal or waste disposal. Fine. Together it represents a sanitation. Okay? Fine. Okay. So basically, sanitation is used to define a package of health related measures. Okay. So as per WHO, World Health Organization, in 1996, he stated this that state the definition of sanitation as is defined as the means of collecting and disposing of excreta and community liquid waste in a hygienic way so as not to endanger the health of individual and community as a whole. Okay, so it was a statement um, published by WHO in 1986. Okay, I'm repeating again that sanitation is defined as a package of health related measures, and it is also defined as a measures or it's also defined as a means of collecting and disposing of excreta and community liquid waste in a hygienic way so as not to endanger the health of individual and community as a whole. Okay, so basic concept of sanitation was in previous time the basic concept of sanitation was limited to disposal of human excreta only, and which was done by uh, installing cesspools, open ditches, pit latrines, bucket system, etc. But today, the concept of sanitation uh, denotes a comprehensive concept of not only the method of disposal of human excreta or human waste, but also of liquid and solid waste, including matter orienting from food and hygiene. Okay, so basically, in previous time, sanitation means only human excreta management, but nowadays, uh, sanitation included not only human excreta or human waste, it also included other liquid or solid waste. It may be come from a home, a domestic waste or industrial waste. Okay, all these things, management of all kind of solid waste, management of human excreta, it includes everything. Okay, so whenever I say necessary of for sanitation, so I'm going to again share my screen. Okay, so here you can see necessary for sanitation. Why sanitation is very necessary, especially in case of rural areas. So here you can give given some point. That first one is about your liquid and solid waste. So every community produces both liquid and solid waste. Fine. So liquid portion like wastewater, which is essentially the water supply of the community after it has been followed by a variety of uses such as spent water from bathroom, kitchen, okay, wash basin, home or street washing, even from the waste coming from the industry. The industrial waste maybe as a semi-solid waste, okay, which is actually a solid waste of human or animal excreta. It also included broken furniture, waste from industry, etc. All these things. So it's overall it included under community waste. The produce waste produces by a community. Fine. So if proper arrangement for the collection and treatment, if proper arrangement for a collection, treatment, and disposal are not made, so we are talking about collecting a proper collection, proper way of collecting the waste, okay, proper way of treatment or proper way of disposal. If these three uh, points are not taken seriously, they will go on accumulating and creating a foul condition. That means it will cause, it will make create a awful condition for the environment. Okay. If untreated water is accumulated, the decomposition of organic minerals it contains can lead to the production of large quantity of odorous gases or harmful gases. So that means if a proper way of disposal of waste is not provided, the untreated accumulated water may create some organic minerals which can lead to the production of odorful or unhygienic or dangerous gases. Fine. It also can produce a toxic compound also, which is produced by some plant, aquatic plant. Therefore, in the interest of community of the city or town, or you can say any rural areas, it is most essential to collect, treat, and dispose of all the waste product of the city, even you can say in the rural areas, in such a way that it may not cause any hazardous effect on people residing in town or in environment. So wastewater engineering is defined as a branch of the environmental engineering where the basic principle of the science and engineering for a problem of water pollution problem. So basically we are dealing with water pollution problem. So the basic solution for preventing water pollution by providing a pure and a sufficient and adequate drink water supply system, and for providing or by providing a proper sanitation system by going this, by adopting these two things only, we can save the um, environment. Okay. Okay. So when I say in last class also we discussed about water, importance of water. Okay. So we already mentioned, I have already mentioned that water is kind of a very important prime parameter that we need, a component we need from nature. Okay. So even in India, uh, to safeguard the water, there are many um, schemes, or you can say steps, have been taken in the past history. Fine. So when I say in India, so India has a large population, you know these things, and it's the population is growing day by day. So it has a high rate of growth, and it is kind of very difficult for a government to provide adequate drinking water supply within the limited resources. So it's a very complicated task to provide uh, water supply to each and every household in a country like India, where your population growth is very high. The rate of population growth is very high. Okay? So the distinctive features of Indian rural water supply scenario was a mission approaches, which with appropriate combining a technological, social, and organizational innovation. That means whatever a scheme the government uh, proposed in past history or even in current time, so all included technology, social, and organizational innovation. So without technology, without any innovation, it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult to connect each and every household by adequate water supply system. Okay? If I say in history, in 1944, a government body was formed, and that committee was known as Bohr Committee, BHORE. Okay, you can also search in Google. BHORE. Board Committee was basically constituted in 1944. It was before independence. It was the first body to draw attention to safe drinking water supply at a national scale. Okay, and during the pre-independence period, this committee laid emphasis on safe drinking water supply. Okay, so even in 1947, in the year of independence, the Madras government followed the course by appointing a committee. Even in 1947, a new committee was formed, and the state government was interested in the formulating, or you can say in formulation of some new policies regarding urban and rural areas in entire state, concentrating on safe drinking water supply. Okay? Okay. After independence, the Environmental Hygiene Committee was appointed in 1948 in 1949 by the Union government. The government at that time have formed a committee based on Environmental Hygiene Committee. Okay, and this committee was the first agency for an overall assessment of the countrywide problem in the entire field of environmental hygiene, and it made very important and notable recommendation in the broader field of environmental hygiene, and proposed and done different greater activities in this direction. So in the year 1948 to 1949, the committee for environmental hygiene, the Environmental Hygiene Committee So you can say it was the first agency for an overall assessment of a countrywide problem in the entire field of environmental hygiene. And it proposed a very notable recommendation, okay, in the field of environmental hygiene. Fine. So this committee recommended particularly a broad plan to provide water supply and sanitation for about 90% of the people within a period of 40 years. So I have taken a target period of 40 years. Okay, and I've targeted that within this coming 40 years, starting from 1948, 90% of the population of India we're going to connect. That means we're going to connect with pure drinking water supply. Fine. So yeah, we have discussed a lot till now. So here we're going to take a little bit of break. Fine. So we're going to meet at suppose after 10 minutes. Fine. So it is currently it is 10:52. So we're going to meet again at say 11. Okay. Fine. So till now I just want to close this recording. I'm going to take attendance in the last time. Okay. Right now I'm closing the class.